Morning all. Okay, let's do another group of 5 puzzles this morning. I've actually made the board slightly bigger than before. Yeah, there was some feedback on YouTube which I think I agree with. I think the board's slightly nicer to be bigger by default at this side. So let's go into the first puzzle. These are found on the play menu, rated puzzles. Hello. If you want to find the puzzles. Okay, so white to play. Knight f6 stands out. G takes, but what does it do after that? Queen g4. This looks a bit tricky. Rook takes c4 might be useful for knight f6 after that. So I think, mind you, then there's always queen e7 if knight f6, queen takes. Knight f6 actually does permanent damage to black's king safety. My time's ticking down here. But then after rook c4, I think that would be the way to do it, to use the g file check and then rook h4 for example. So I think it's knight f6 first. Yep. I'll take here. Yep. And I think I'm going to check and then rook h4. Or I wonder about just rook h4 immediately. Rook h4 immediately looks pretty strong. Doesn't seem as though black's doing anything there. Oh, hang on. Rook e8. And then if queen h7, king f8 and escape. So I think check to force the king in the corner. And then rook h4. Yep, that seems to be. Yep. The king can't really escape there. Okay, so let's try other one. Rook g3 and queen e3 look like interesting forcing moves here. Rook g3 in particular can bring the queen down, and after that king h2, and then what? Well, there's queen f2 there. It looks quite embarrassing. The bishop, I don't know why it's getting mated after. It looks as though rook g3 is the key forcing move, because queen e3 doesn't seem to do anything. The king can always take on f4 and rook g3. And if king takes, then there's queen e3. I think this is it. This is a key forcing move, surely. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Okay, so here we're faced with a mate over here. Bishop e4, queen e4, there's rook c5, well the queen's hanging. Actually the rook is protecting g2. What about queen takes, g takes, bishop h7? Because we want this rook g8, because this bishop's actually holding the king on that. I think that's pretty good. On the other hand, there's queen g2 as a queen sack. Rook takes g2. So it's not mating after that. Oh, this could be tricky. Queen takes, g takes, bishop h7, there's queen g2. Rook takes here, queen g2 mate. I don't think it's bishop e7. Intriguing. Highly intriguing. 217 seconds and counting. Yeah, that doesn't look too convincing. I'm a bit stuck. It's too early in the morning for this maybe. Maybe queen f4, and then there's rook g6, but queen h6, and then queen g7. Queen f4, e5 though. Just like absolutely sure this is not the move. That's not the move. I thought it wasn't. I just want to absolutely sanity check rule it out. What about just rook g3 for queen g5? Is that another idea? That looks pretty menacing. Rook g3. If bishop d6, queen g5, so if it takes queen h6. I think I'll try this. That's not the move. This is tricky indeed. Or is it? Wow. I'm going to run out of time here. I'm going to run out of time. F3? Just F3? Because then there's the threat of queen h5. We just blunt this diagonal. No, it's pinned. That's pinned. B4. It's a mystery. What's the hint? Is there a hint on it? It's a bishop move. Wow. Okay, I've just used the hint. That's very naughty of me. So it's a bishop move. It's not bishop e4. Takes. No, bishop b5. Bishop e5. Here. Check. There. Hold on. Takes. Rook g6. Doesn't seem to do much. This is a sanity check. That's not the move. Nope, I'm starting to guess now. This is not the move, is it? Oh, it is! Okay. Oh dear, too early in the morning. Now what? It doesn't seem immediate. Rook takes... Oh right, this is just... Oh, now there's rook g8. Is there really no defence? There was really no defence there. That's interesting. I got a performance of 491 for that terrible performance. Okay, yeah. Black to play. It looks as though some sort of back row issue. I was knight g3. Yeah, I think it's a little pattern here. Knight g3, forcing move takes. Queen here. That was much easier. It was about the fourth one here or something. I've lost track after that other disaster. So what about rook takes and then rook d7? That looks pretty convincing. Yep. Maybe just one or two more. So here, well, the back row seems weak. Queen b7 for the back row. Actually, that's on g7 as well. That's an outrageous forcing move, because if takes, there's rook c8. If the rook moves, okay, to g8. Actually, there's queen g7, rook g7, rook c8 there. That's mating. Classic patterns. I think queen b7. Can't see any check for black. I think queen b7. And now queen takes. Okay, I might have redeemed myself a little bit with that one. Okay. So let's try one or two more. Well, queen g7 or bishop g7 cry out. Actually, queen g7 takes because it's queening the pawn. I think that's pretty crushing. We're queening the pawn with. So this is Almazy against Korchnoi. Queen g7. So if takes, which is queening the pawn. Right, just one more, and then I'll show you this over the board game soon from last night. Okay, so on the last match of the season for Muswell Hill. So okay, here f takes, bishop takes, there's queen h5, there's g6, but I think this looks logical. It's not the move. Oh, okay, I think there's a more spectacular forcing move here, queen h5, to make this a double check. Queen h5, yeah, make this a double check. Then there's king g6. What about bishop c2 there? So it's a classic king hunt. There's rook f5. King doesn't really want to do this. I think h3 and then rook e3. If king g6, maybe rook f6, double check. So I think rook f5 looks strong. I can't see why that wouldn't be dangerous. Okay, so rook f6 could draw the king up. King g5 again. Rook g6. King f4. Maybe just rook e4 there. I think rook e4 there. If king f4. Right here is g3, king h3, bishop f5. No? Oh, Muppets. There's knight takes g3. Okay, so oh, there's rook e4, simply rook e4 here. Now takes king h5, maybe g4. Well, hang on, isn't there just there's g3 here, king h3? No, I think I'll go with this. So g4, king h4. Rook f5, there's king g6. Oh, actually, isn't there just rook h4, king takes g3, king h3, there's bishop f5. That's one way of winning, but let's see. It's not correct, it's not optimal. g4, king h4. What about just g3 for rook h4? Looks... yeah, for rook h4. Okay, yeah, I hope you got something out of this. Interesting. I think a lot of puzzles, they demonstrate the skill of forcing moves, so that's a way of kind of cheating analysis trees. If you have big bushy analysis trees with lots of branches, if you can at least see the forcing sequences through the tree, I think it's a very important skill in games as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.